Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
This is the Fun Belt Podcast, part of the Believe Network.
Hosts the Dusty Thibodeaux of Warhawk Report, Jeremy Harper of Howlraiser, and Shane Metlin of the Daily News Record.
I think it's potentially a very good week for the Sun Belts.
But I'm just kind of going off on a random rant. It's just frustrating. It's the East, not the West, Jeremy.
We did the West.
We did the West.
It's the East time.
Big takeaway from the West.
The big takeaway, everybody's confident. Everybody's going to win the West. There wasn't one coach that was like, well, this is kind of a rebuild year. You know, we're getting stuff put together. We're going to do, it's going to be tough. No, every single coach we talked to was ready to win it. I think the West is going to be the most exciting division of the Sun Belt this year, simply because really anybody from ULM to Southern Miss, Arkansas State, any of these guys can win, including the incumbent champion, Louisiana.
I think also the big thing, and it's interesting the way he framed it, because I had not thought about it before, but Coach Huff, Southern Miss now, talking about he married into the crazy family, right? That he is no longer the Sun Belt Conference championship coach. He is the coach of a team that was 1-11 last year, and that's what they're really having to adopt, is that mindset. I thought it was an interesting take to say that, just like, Braylon Braxton really kind of bought into that as well. I think the other big thing that a lot of people walked away from the West day of Sun Belt Conference Media Days was Brian Vincent. That he is confident in his Warhawks team. He is ready to win. He is ready to showcase that he has the ship righted and is ready to win.
Yeah, Coach Vincent wasn't like, our goal is to win 6 games, get into a bowl game. His goal is to win the SBC West. So, and he said that without, even a blink. So it wasn't like, he's trying to set expectations as, lower them so the fan base can, be set. He's setting the expectation that the Warhawks are going to win the division. So I love that. It was a lot of confidence from Vincent. But like I said, almost all the coaches were saying pretty much the same thing.
I don't know if I would believe or trust a coach that came in to media days going, woe is us. Guys, we'll be lucky if we win 2 games this year.
No, but a lot of times you'll see them say, hey, listen, we lost a lot of players. While leadership is gone, we've got to rebuild from the bottom up. You hear that from coaches. They'll try to set expectations saying, listen, we're not necessarily, we don't feel like we're going to be contenders this year, but we're going to do, we're building for the future. And that's not, everybody here, everybody who's here yesterday was building for today. They were ready to go.
I'm excited. I'm ready for
the East.
No, I'm ready for the start of the season, but also excited because today is the day that we get to talk to America's favorite coach, Ricky Ronnie.
We love Ricky Ronnie.
We love some Ricky Ronnie. Yeah. He's a great interview.
The weirdest team in the Sun Belt.
The weirdest team in all the Sun Belt, but it's one that we love, and I'm excited to see what he tells us.
Yeah, he's gonna. He's got a team that was just so bizarre last year. For a while, beating the Sun Belt, and then kind of drifting back at the end. But it'll be good to hear what he's got in plan for 2025.
Let's get to it.
All right. Are they?
Jeremy, one of our favorite teams.
Absolutely.
Because they have one of the only colored fields in D1 football. And I learned that it's going to be even bigger and brighter this year.
Is it going to be brighter this year?
Brighter.
How is that possible?
It's always brighter.
Is it going to be underlit?
That would be pretty awesome. Yeah. But joining us from Coastal Carolina, obviously head coach Tim Beck, offensive lineman Nick DeGrande.
Del Grande.
Oh, good. And Shane Bruce. Nick, what do you think of the teal field there?
Teal field is awesome. I think it's great for the atmosphere. It's great for people driving by the facility, just grabbing their eye. You know what I mean? So I think it's great. I think it pulls more people to the game. Some people just come to see the teal turf, and then they get to watch some good football too while they're at it.
last year, maybe not on the surface a good year when you're like, man, we had to stay home. Oh, but we did get to go to a bowl game, Myrtle Beach Bowl. How kind of odd was that you were at home but playing in the postseason?
Well, I mean, super blessed to just get the opportunity to play in a bowl game. First off, it's always an honor to play another game. Obviously, it was a little bit weird being at home, but honestly, taking the most of the situation. The coaches did a great job, set us up with a great setup, and we got to go out to all of our normal spots with all of our buddies, and it was good for the brotherhood. It was good just being around the guys, and honestly being able to kind of go home a little bit more, stay in your bed a little bit more. So all those things are kind of important when you're about to play a football game.
Shane, 75 tackles last year. What's the juice that makes the defense run for Coastal Carolina?
I think that we play with a hard edge. I think we're going to play with a lot of grit this year. I love the guys we got. I think it's going to be physical. It's going to be fast. Yeah, I think that's what makes us, just gritty edge.
So when I think of Coastal Carolina, I do think of offense, only because Grayson McCall was there for so long. Pasco is a great quarterback. Newport comes in. Defense is always a little underrated for Coastal Carolina. Why is that?
Your guess is just as good as mine. I agree with you. I think that we're always a little bit underrated, but that's the way we like it,
So, is there some competition on the practice field between the defense and the offense as a result of that? Or?
Always.
Yeah.
That would happen regardless. So.
Now, Grayson's back with the team, right? As a
He is.
GA
Analyst.
Is he going to suit up at all? Are we going to see him? That's probably
There's always a way, Coach, to find him another year of eligibility.
There's always something to put out.
If there's a new jersey number with a guy out there nobody knows about, don't tell anybody.
He's number 1, not 10. It's 01, and I don't know what kind of name we have, but what's that series there with the Mannings dressing up and pretending?
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Guy.
We just got to get him a mustache.
That's it.
He has the mullet, so maybe we cut the mullet.
You got to cut the mullet.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. Yeah. Shane, make him bald. He can be Lex Luthor out there. Exactly. Coach, kind of a mixed season last year. There were moments of greatness, and then there was some moments where things kind of got away. What was the missing element from last year, and how did you fix it this year coming in?
So, a great question. We started fast and finished not as well, right? And the biggest thing that I did a lot of self-evaluation, self-assessment at the end of the year. Obviously, it was a year off-season of transition, right? The whole program from our president, we got a new president, President Weinberg. We got Chance Miller as our athletic director, and I made some staff changes as well. So it's been a transition on that. In our nature of college football, the way that it is, with the transfer portal and guys coming and going in and out, how do you build that team? How do you, as Shane talked about, how do you find that edge, right? What's the breaking point? When do guys crack? When do they not, right? And so that was a big focus of mine this year and for our football team is let's get them tough. Let's get them really competitive, really hard. And it's been a big focus. Accountability, right? Guys believing in each other, pulling the rope in the same direction. And, I credit our administration, right? Chance Miller, we hired Scott Aligo as our GM. We've been able to retain the guys. We need to retain guys like Shane, guys like Nick, right? We certainly had opportunities and decided to stay, as many others. But their influence of what Coastal Carolina is about championships, right? You got to get back to that. Grayson McCall is about championships, right? Trey Carter's about championships, assistant coach that we also brought in to help. And those guys have brought back some of that culture and work ethic and toughness, and this is what our place is all about. And so bringing that back, I love where we're at. I love where we're at right now, and it's a great time to be there, right? Indoor facility, new turf, like the whole nine. Like it's great things are happening.
Coach, we talked yesterday with Jared Parker at Troy about kind of capturing that momentum with Scott Cross and the Troy basketball team going to the NCAA tournament and really kind of captivating the nation. you had a bigger stage there for baseball where they went all the way to the finals for baseball in the College World Series. How do you kind of capture that momentum and carry it over into football? Or do you feel that there's kind of that break over the summer that you can't really fully capitalize on it?
Yeah, no, certainly we're going to ride the wave. What Kevin Small did was awesome, right? And the whole baseball program and what they've done, hats off to what they did, and we're going to ride that momentum. But it is different, right? It's a start of something as opposed to the end. It is new. There is a little bit of a break. We have to create our own road. We have to create our own identity, our own culture, built from some of the things that he did. But he won the way we won. Gritty, don't beat yourself, those type of things is what he did, and how the baseball team was able to have the success they had.
Nick, we talked a little bit your coach talked a little bit about that indoor practice facility. How much are you looking forward to get a few indoor practices in the heat of Coastal Carolina?
Yeah, I mean it's less about the heat. It's more about the taking advantage of being able to practice in the rain and practice when it's lightning. When you'd have to go inside and because you're in Myrtle Beach, you're getting a lot of weather.
Get a lot of lightning.
Yeah. So it's just those are little things that add up in the season. Missing 1, 2, 3 practices can make or break a football game. So that's important.
So you have an interesting setup. Like most teams usually have play their first 4 out-of-conference games at the beginning of the year. You guys have a big in-state or a rivalry matchup at the end of the year in November. What's it like knowing that you're going to have that sort of heated rivalry game in the middle of a conference race?
Shane, you can take it.
Yeah, I don't think that we're making it anything more than it has to be. It's another game on the schedule, and so we're going to go down and we're going to play our brand of football. And I think that's what it's going to be. We're going to prepare the same. We're going to, treat it like a normal game. But it is exciting. It is exciting.
I was going to say we're kind of counting on you guys to put one to the SEC, so we would really appreciate that. Oh, but it's right. It's real close for us. We're thinking about it.
Coach picked 4th in the Sun Belt East, won first place vote. Were you the one first place vote?
Absolutely. I believe in our team.
Yeah.
I do. I think we can win the Sun Belt Conference.
How did you pick the West side, knowing that you do have the 2 crossover games, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter too much until that December date?
Yeah, I think the whole league on both sides is very competitive, right? I think anybody, you've mentioned Troy's basketball getting hot or Coastal baseball, you get the ball bounced the right way, you stay healthy, anybody can win the league because the talent and the coaching is second to none, right, at our level. So I'll be honest with you, I don't remember exactly how I had the West. There's some rich traditional programs there. I know Huff going over to Southern Miss, bringing a lot of guys that have won, right? A lot of good things that are going on that side as well. So it's going to be a dogfight every single week. Our guys know that. We know that, right? And there's going to be ups and downs and ebbs and flows of the season. It's the team that's the most consistent that doesn't beat themselves that's going to end up at the end holding the trophy.
Coach, can we get a scoop? Is MJ Morris going to be your starting quarterback?
I don't know. Right now, I know everybody wants that. We got 5 candidates in there. At the end of the day, I love all of them. I think they're all tough. They all compete. They're all very, very talented guys. They're great leaders. I think our players, and Nick could attest a little more on offense, but I think that our players have responded well to all of them.
Jeremy, we already found out who his quarterback is. It's this 0-1 kid with no mullet.
0-1.
He's the 6th quarterback. I've been asking this of the players all week. It's been 2 days. It feels like a week. We've been here for a long time. I have to know, Shane, who talks the most shit? The wide receivers or the defensive backs?
Wide receivers for sure.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
yes.
wide receivers for sure. Yeah, I'm back. Even if the corners are talking more, I'm probably back in many ways.
I would like to see what Nick says about that.
Yeah, I'd probably say the defensive back.
Okay,
so it's
But is there a lot of trash talking going on, or are you guys mostly just like, hey, just leave it off the field?
I mean, I think it's competition, competition between teammates, and it's nothing's personal, and I think it's a healthy competition. So anything that's going on is good.
You don't hear any trash in the trenches, do you?
all the time.
I always wonder about that. You guys are so close to each other.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But the other guy, if the other guy has enough air in his lungs to be able to be talking trash to you, you're probably not doing your job correctly.
And how many times do you end up at the bottom of a pile?
Too many. Yeah, too many. Too many. Usually talking to my buddies who are next to me who are laying on top of me by accident.
Get off.
Yeah.
Oh, we always like to hear the repeating of it, you know? Just so we know. We get it. We want the in-game experience. And speaking of in-game experience, NCAA football, the new one's out. Your coach is there. Have you gone in and kind of edited the coach, make him look a little different, and say, God, look at that guy?
Well, I am a little bit salty because I did make him my player, and Coach Beck did not offer me. I did not perform well enough and did not offer my quarterback create a player, which kind of hurt my feelings a little bit, but it's all right.
This sounds like, you know, when you wake up and you're just absolutely pissed at your wife over something she said to you that was in your dream. But you know, because I'm sure, Coach, he came in for film or something like that and was just kind of giving you a look like, golly, Coach. What about you there, Shane? Have you done anything on there as well?
I actually haven't played the game this year, but, you know, it's always cool to be in a video game, you know. It's just a blessing, you know. It's awesome to see.
Would you have offered Nick as a quarterback?
I would have offered him immediately, probably.
Okay.
Trying to clear through and through.
Gotcha. I like it. That's all we have for you guys. I know short, sweet, and easy, but we appreciate it and always looking forward to seeing this brand new teal field. And you know, definitely, I'm a ULM guy, so I'll be there when the Warhawks come to town, and we'll see how that one goes.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank
you.
Jeremy, there's one team that I think we agree on. We love this team.
We do. We love the Monarchs.
And especially head coach Ricky Ronnie. Coach, the Monarchs, I know we always want to talk football, but, you know, baseball it seems to always be the big topic that we want to talk about. So I know you take your annual trip for baseball. Where'd you go this year with the family?
Yeah, so we're done with the baseball trip. We got done a couple years ago, and then this year we did an RV trip to Wyoming, Idaho, and Montana. Ended up going to Yellowstone, went to Glacier National Park, Grand Tetons. Was in an RV the whole time. Did all our driving at night, so we also brought the PlayStation 5 so the boys could play, so that they did not complain, did not want to hear that. But we, you know, I think when you go on an RV trip, it's either going to end really poorly or go really well. Ours went well, and my wife organized the whole thing, and Jen, she did awesome, and so now I've slept in all 50 states. So yeah, kind of knocking those things off.
Is that your first time RVing, or have you done that before?
I've done it one other time. My dad owns one, so I've done it one other time. And then I did one when I was very young, but it wasn't an RV. It was one of those like pop-up ones that you have to make sure it's level. What a disaster that was and is, and love my parents very much, but I do not recommend anybody ever taking an RV trip when they've been divorced for 8 years and we do it as a foursome. That's probably not a great strategy, but I had a great time. My sister, who's 5 years older than me, she remembers it much differently than I do. I thought it was awesome, but yeah, so this was great. We didn't have to ever get the thing level or anything like that. You know, you just pull up, plug that bad boy in, and you're ready to go.
Yeah, I was wondering, are you a planner? Did you plan every stop and make sure that you had a place, or did you just wing it, roll the dice, and say, hope we can find some hookups?
Yeah, so my wife asked me about our summer vacation yesterday. She asked me about our one next year. So yes, we are very big planners. So which makes it helps our coaching staff because they know exactly what's coming because my wife demands that of me.
Absolutely, that's the best.
So Zach, obviously not the RV there that you get to ride in, but tell me about these bus trips because you know that's one of the good things about the Sun Belt is you get to make some bus trips and maybe that's where a lot of the memories are made or nightmares are had.
Yeah, I mean, App State was a very long bus trip last year. Honestly, what I'll remember from the bus trip is I brought a pillow on the trip, put it down on the ground, and I laid on the ground for the whole bus ride. That's all I did. I tried to sleep for like 3 out of the 5 hours going down there.
Comfortable bed or no? I want to be at home.
Honestly, it wasn't that bad for 5 hours.
These guys are spoiled. I played in the Ivy League. We are not allowed to fly, and we had 8-hour bus trips and all that sort of stuff. So these guys are spoiled. Also, we didn't have phones, so like you were either watching the movie or you were talking to somebody or sleeping. So these guys have it. It's a little bit different deal right now.
They call it the raw dog there, Coach, where you just get on the plane, get on the bus, and you got to entertain yourself.
Yeah, we had to, we would have maybe like 6 of the guys would just bring, the old VHS tapes, and that's what we would watch. So that was a little bit of a different time.
Zach, you're part of that offensive line group that contributed to that 406 yards you put on Arkansas State. What's it like dominating a defensive line like that and just having your way when you're an offensive lineman? Is it like the best day of your life, or just
there's
like
no better feeling? There's knowing like when you start a game, you know right away if you're gonna dominate a team or not. And like literally the first play of the game, we had a 92-yard run. We knew we were gonna just have a fun day that day, just manhandle the D-line.
Yeah, it must have been great. I was sitting in the press box watching that, covering Arkansas State. That was hard to watch for me, but it was an impressive performance nonetheless. Chris, you had a career high 45 tackles last year. What's the juice that runs that ODU defense?
Our goals in practice, and the way we do camp, everything of that nature, summer, we always say fly to the ball. It's part of our pride defense. We say we're fast, disciplined, and that's everything we believe, so it starts there.
Do you thank Jason Henderson for allowing you guys to have extra tackles? Seems like seems like he has a trillion tackles every year. It's like he takes some for the rest of the team.
Yeah, he flies to the ball, man. He flies, so it's good having him with us. It's a different thing, and like that's another thing. When I was first started playing, that's somebody I looked up to. I watched how he fly the ball, and I wanted to emulate that. I want to be a sideline guy.
Any truth to the rumor that he's 50 years old?
Nah, man.
He seems to have been there forever. One of these guys, but yeah, he's been around collecting tackles for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, you get to go head-to-head with the Monarchs offense there. What do you see out of Colton Joseph as he gets ready to come back this year?
Man, I see over the spring, I seen he was a lot more confident. I've actually had this chance to see Colton grow because he was actually on practice squad my first year playing, and seeing him go from that to like doing the things he does in the field is amazing to see. And it's like he showed signs of that early in his career, so it's great to see.
And Zach, you get to go head-to-head with the defense. What do we expect out of that other than, we know that Chris is going to get some tackles. We know Jason's going to get a bunch of tackles. What else is there to that defense?
It's hard-nosed football. I mean, every day, one day I can go against the O-line can go against the D-line, we can win, and the next day, literally the next day, D-line can go against the O-line, they beat us. It's every day, we're just making each other better.
Zach, who talks more shit, the offensive line or the defensive line?
Defensive line.
No.
All right, okay, all right.
Coach, what are your expectations this year? I know that this is kind of the culmination. I think this is year 5 of you being at the helm of the program. Is this a year that you can finally grab the reins and make us proud of the Monarchs as champions?
Well, I mean, I think we have, a great team. We've been able to bring a lot of guys back. That says a lot about the commitment from President Hempel and Dr. Seelig and our donors. But I also think that we've been able to bring in some guys that are going to be able to help us, and we have great depth. That's the thing I like. We can roll in a number of different guys on the defensive line. I know Chris wants to be in there all the time, but it's best when you're fresh. And then same at wide receiver. We've had times where we've had 3 or 4 wide receivers playing for us. I think we're going to have 6 or 7 be able to go in there and really produce for us. Running back, we're going to have 4 different guys who are going to be able to produce for us. Tight end, we had 1 guy last year, and he was awesome, but we only had 1. And the other guys were hurt. And, we've got 3 or 4 I think can really help us out this year. We have a bunch, in the secondary. A lot of guys point to us not having experience in the secondary, but we have 3 guys who've started games. I mean, in the secondary, so that's the thing. And then we have 4 linebackers for a 3 linebacker set who have started, games or returning starters. I mean, we have 2 middle linebackers. One was, first team All-American. Another one was second team All-Conference. So we have a lot of great depth there, and I think our special teams is where we're really going to benefit. And that's where I think when you look back on this season and you see us have a successful season, it'll be from the special teams and us making plays there. And I think that a lot of that's from the depth.
By the way, I think Chris does want to be in on every snap because when you said that, he kind of sat up straight and he was like poking out his chest. I'm ready, Coach.
He knows. Coach Vic does an unbelievable job of getting those guys to buy in and understand that they need to be fresh and rotate, and he does a great job of rotating those guys in and out. And we have some great depth there. We have some young guys that Chris has really mentored, and I'm excited to see some of those young guys come out and have a really good year this year.
Coach, you opened the season with an old Sun Belt friend, Coach Signetti out of Indiana. Is he going to get a fist bump from you?
Yeah, that'll be awesome to see him again. Obviously, he had like a Sun Belt All-Star team there last year in Indiana, and they were they had a great season. It showed a lot about what type of talent we have in this conference, that they were able to go and compete the way they did. To play a college football playoff team is awesome. We know they've got a new team. Obviously, we have a new team. But it's going to be a great opportunity for our guys to go in there and play something like that. It's going to be a good environment now. I mean, it really is. Indiana's a great place to play, and I'm looking forward to it.
Later on, you take that 4-hour trip to Virginia Tech. Is that like an in-state rival that has some heat, or is it just more business as usual?
I mean, I think that, there's a lot of crossover in the recruiting. A lot of our guys were recruited at one point by Virginia Tech. We recruited a lot of their guys. So I think that, you sit there and you talk about 1-0 and those sort of things, and it is just that counts the same as all the other ones. But there's obviously going to be some emotional things that we have to address, that week in order to make sure, we know some guys on that team and some things like that. Obviously, I have a connection with their coach and some of their other coaching staff. But they have like a new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator. I mean, it's going to be a whole new set of challenges for us, but obviously that's a great trip. And if we can make it there in 4 hours, and if there's a way we could do that, I'd really appreciate you telling me how, because it's going to be closer to 5 or 6.
Okay, because I just Googled it. I thought, 4.5 hours.
You go through the mountains there. It gets a little rough.
Does it get a little rough?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's better than when it usually defaults to walking. It's like, Coach, you have a 7-day trip to, Virginia Tech.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be but that's a great challenge for us. And then next week we get Liberty to come in, and another in-state opponent. And the one that we North Carolina Central is a really, really good FCS team, and we know, a lot of people may overlook them, but not our team and not our coaching staff, because we know how talented they are.
So I know Chris and Zach, y'all will not get to face them, but Coach, you have a little bit of familiarity with the new member coming into the Sun Belt, Louisiana Tech. What are your thoughts on them, and what was that like, kind of having them in Conference USA when you were there?
Yeah, we were able to play them one time. Obviously, they had a different coach there, and a lot of respect for Coach Holtz, and everything he did. Yeah, we got a tough one. We won a tough one there, and that sort of thing. But they're a like-minded institution. They're a team that, they fit us really, really well. Now, when that happens, we'll be 14 teams in 9 contiguous states, which I think is how college football is supposed to be played. You're not supposed to travel 1,800 miles to go play a conference game. That doesn't make any sense. College football is about those bus trips and about being able to do those sort of things. That's what it's about, and that's what makes it special, is the regional rivalries that we have in this game.
Coach, you're killing me, because I keep advocating for the return of Idaho.
I tried to make him stop. He won't. He's talking about it.
You know what? So when I was in Idaho, I went by the Kibbie Dome.
Oh,
it's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, I kind of broke in. Yeah, but it was a cool deal. It's Old Dominion's first FBS win, so I had to go check out the spot where that happened. It was a cool deal.
You should have driven the RV right in and did
some
donuts.
We essentially did.
Wow.
Yeah, we were right there, and I assure you, my wife, she can sell ice cream to an Eskimo. So and she got us right in there, and
nice.
Away we went. So Generati made it happen. So it was a cool little deal.
If we could somehow get the Kibbie Dome into the Sun Belt, but not Idaho.
That was a far trip now. Yeah, that's a far trip. I don't know if that's great for. The one thing about the travel that we have is it's great for our kids. They don't have to travel a bunch of time zones and do all that sort of stuff. It helps with their academics. It helps with their overall health and safety, and that's what I love. So going 2 or 3 time zones away is probably not a great idea.
Coach, we always love talking to our favorite team in the Sun Belt, the ODU Monarchs. I'm excited that you get to come to my neck of the woods on the Bayou for ULM, so I get to see him again, Jeremy.
Yeah, they can take that long trip. Yeah.
Just Send them the directions that you did to get to Virginia Tech, and that way it's an easier game.
It'll be quicker. It'll be quicker. There we go.
Yeah, everything's 4.5 hours away.
It's 4.5 hours.
Coach, thank y'all very much. Guys, thank y'all very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Jeremy, the one team that we don't know what to think about for this year, who would you say that is?
I think be a team that has 72 members, new guys on the team.
That was ULM last year. We're talking this year.
This year it's Marshall, though. Marshall, brand new set of guys.
It is
Those
definitely.
guys are still there. New coach, new look, new attitude. I saw them on the stage. New head coach, Tony Gibson.
Yep.
He's not talking about a rebuild, a reimagine. He's saying we're here to win the Sun Belt East.
Yeah.
And why not? They won it last year. They won this year.
So we have joining us offensive lineman Jalen Slappy and defensive back Cam Smith. Jalen, you were here last year. How heavy is that trophy when you go to lift it?
It's pretty heavy. It's heavier than I definitely expected. It's a beautiful trophy, though.
Did you treat it like a baby? Did you kind of caress it and rock it to sleep?
Yes, sir. 100%. I definitely rocked it to sleep. I definitely felt it again when we got on the plane. I wanted to keep it, but Logan Osborne took it, so that's a beautiful trophy, man. I'm ready to win it again.
What's your ring size?
Like a 15?
Yeah, you better remember.
God, that's a mitt, man.
Yeah, I don't want to speak for Thibodeaux, but I know that I was surprised. It just came out of nowhere. Just win after win after win. And they weren't like narrow wins either. They were big, crushing victories. How do you feel like the team has changed under Coach Gibson?
It's changed. It's definitely changed a lot. Of course, there's a new coach, new coaching staff in general. I feel like it changed a lot. But like with the offensive line being like the most returning group, and we returned everybody, nobody left. I feel like we've been trying to get through everybody that it's still possible to go back to where we were. It's not impossible. I've seen Troy do it. Troy did it twice, and I feel like it's just always possible. Like the change is the change, of course. We always gonna have new players every year. There's gonna be 60, 70 new players every year. That's why I think people don't understand. We had a lot of guys transfer out, but with the new day and age in college football, there's going to be people transferred all over, a whole bunch of people. So you just got to get used to it. Like you're not going to know somebody who's in your locker the next day or like the next month. You never know. So it's just adapting to it and being real with yourself.
So speaking of transfers, Cam Smith comes in. He comes in from Jackson State. Is that correct? Yes, you come into Marshall. You talked a little bit about the history of Marshall and its football acumen. What is your impression of the city of the city of Huntington and the fans that come to these Marshall games?
The city, like it's like real, like chill. You know, it's real chill. But like the fans is what make Marshall like. They're like you said, they open me walk orange. Like you can walk, I can go to the grocery store, and somebody gonna recognize me, and I can just like have a genuine conversation with them, and like. You know, they tell us they're gonna be at the football game, and like that's just something like you want to see, like as a football player. Like, you got people that are behind you and support you. And like I said, once again, we're gonna play for the name on the front of us, and like that's they are that. Like the fans, the community, the foundation. That's what it's about.
Now, when you get approached at the supermarket, do you say, "Well, I happen to have some season tickets here"?
If I did, I would. If I did, I would.
Come on, in the NIL age, that's what you ask for, right? Hey, I need a new suit, a car, and season tickets.
I don't know which one of those is more expensive.
I don't either.
Probably the season tickets.
Yeah, 100%.
If I'm guessing.
So Cam, you make your way to Huntington. The big thing there. Have you had a pepperoni roll?
Actually, I have, and it's so good.
Really?
Oh, it's so good.
And then I know the former coach was there, and I'll ask you, Jalen, because I know you're the seasoned vet. What's your order at Tutor's?
You know what's crazy? I only had Tutor's one time, and I got pancakes, eggs, and bacon. That was it. Something simple.
That's not allowed, is it?
Yeah, you don't want to ask me what my order is.
What? Please do.
So I go with. I've been to the point. I go with 2 loaded wraps. Make sure you try this. Or 2 loaded wraps. You go 1 sausage, 1 bacon, and then or you can go with the big tater. You can get the cheese and the gravy if you want. And I heard the flapjacks are really good. I had it once. It's pretty good. I'm not a big pancake guy, but that's really good.
Wait, an offensive lineman is not a big pancake guy. There's irony right there.
Cool thing is I don't really like.
Somewhere else, man.
I don't really like sweets like that, so it's like kind of different.
Okay. I went to Tutor's. I forget what it was. I had the essentially bacon, egg, and cheese. Fantastic. Loved it. Syrupy sweet tea. What more could you want? Especially because you weren't in
That's
the
my
South.
favorite. I love sweet tea.
You weren't in the South.
Have you tried the Thundering Herd?
I did not try a Thundering Herd.
Wow.
I'm going to ask this of Jalen, because I have a feeling I know what Cam's going to say. Who talks the most shit, defensive backs or wide receivers?
Defensive backs, 100%.
I'll tell you, I could answer that.
Everybody on defense talks the most crap,
no
so
doubt. Defense talks a lot.
I think they do.
And you've got to listen to this.
Yeah, you got to listen to it.
Now you just say, well, you go home and keep by me. And doesn't quite work out. How about in the trenches? Who's talking the most smack in the trenches? The defensive line or the offense?
That's the question. I can't hear none of them.
I feel like it's the defensive line, 100%.
Yeah.
It used to be, well, when I was here in the past, it used to be the offensive line, which is really crazy. But now, it's definitely the defensive line.
I feel like that he's passing the buck. Did you see the way that he had that look? Like, yeah, it's a defensive line.
Jalen knows, that the offensive line guys are more cerebral. They're thinking. They've got a lot of plays in their heads. They don't have time for smack.
Yeah.
Don't let him fool you. The O-line talking a little trash. I've been in that box before with the O-line talking trash to me because they like seeing a little light guy like me in the box. So.
That's right. It's easy to.
Maybe they just talk trash to me, huh?
Yeah, maybe this is an easy slam. They think. So.
Cam, you go head to head with this offense every day, though. What can we expect out of this offense, knowing that while a lot of the offensive line returns, different coaches, different schemes, different personnel. What are you seeing there out of spring ball for this Thundering Herd offense?
Oh, we definitely gonna run the ball. Like we run the ball a lot. Like definitely gonna run the ball, and we're gonna take shots. We're gonna take shots too. But I feel like our foundation is gonna be running the ball. Like our O-line very good. Like they're physical and they like to get hands on people. And we got good deep running back room, and quarterbacks. They're gonna have to run the ball too. So we're gonna be tough.
On the defensive side, do you get to have some secondary blitzes and hit a certain offensive lineman maybe a little bit harder than the rest?
Yeah, I had a few blitzes. I got in good contact with some O-line.
Not me.
They scared to run my way.
So Jalen, tell me about this play there where the defensive back was blitzing. I mean, did he get the best of you, or was that just
That's kind of what I
you
heard.
you were told to let him go so that the quarterback could practice a scramble?
I don't think he got the best of me 100%. I think he probably ran away from me, most likely, but.
He heard about your tutors. Tony Gibson joins us at the table.
The head coach.
Yeah, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Sun Belt. I listened to you on the stage, and I was just telling the guys you waxed poetically about Marshall and the job, and you sound like you're really happy to be there.
Yeah, it's it's great to be home. West Virginia is a different state. We don't have any pro teams. It's Marshall and it's West Virginia, and it's very important to the people of that state. It's a hard-nosed, tough coal mining state that loves football, and it was going to take a lot for me to leave NC State and obviously it wasn't anything to do with money. I took a pay cut to do it because I want to be there. I think Marshall is special. I think the town, the program, all the things that make you want to be a head coach, they had it all. They checked all the boxes, and it was an easy decision.
Well, the schedule doesn't do you any favors at the beginning of the season. Right off the bat, you face Georgia. How do you guys get up for such a big challenge?
Our guys, a lot of our guys sit in that team room and think they should be playing at Georgia, so they're going to get the opportunity to do that right out of the gate. But, it's you're going to have to play a tough schedule every year at this level. You're going to have to play a money game. You're going to have to do things like that. Why not go play one of the best?
Sure.
And let's see where we're at. And, my goal with that game is I want to see how good we can get before we kick it off, and then see what happens after that. And
Coach, you're a newcomer to the league, so still on the outside looking in. What's the outside perception of the Sun Belt? Is this still the woe is us G5, or is this, as even head coach Brian Vincent of ULM said, this is the SEC of the G5?
Yeah, I agree with Coach. Anytime that you scheduled a team out of the Sun Belt, you were kind of pissed off at the AD and like, what the hell are we doing here? Why are we playing them? And I was telling Jaden last night, we played Marshall at NC State. I think it was the most points we gave up all year long. at NC State. So, you know, you never wanted to play Marshall, App, Louisiana, and you'd see those teams on film. Like we watched Louisiana beat Wake Forest last year. We played Wake. So, you know, this is a great league with great coaches, and there's some great players. I mean, what Sean Clark did at App State, beating Texas A&M, what Marshall did, you know, beating Notre Dame. So you don't want to play those schools.
No, absolutely not. So,
Jeremy, you know what I heard right there, though?
No, what'd you hear?
He didn't mention Arkansas State's huge win over Central Arkansas last year.
A lot of us don't talk about that. Yeah. We just kind of keep that as a dirty secret in the closet. We were talking to Jalen a little earlier and with Cam too about transfers or about the turnover of the team right now. 72 new faces. Be honest. Have you memorized everybody's names yet?
I've got them all. Just like if you put them in front of me, I'd go 100%.
Okay.
So
that's why you have assistant coaches, right?
No doubt. Yeah. That's Johnny from, you know.
Right.
He's bringing the NFL mentality of having the tape with the names across the helmet.
That's probably
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's one of those, you know, you got to show up to weight room or something like that to get your sticker, and they think it's part of the system. You know, coach is making us earn everything. No, not at all.
In fact, going back to Coach Vincent, he was new last year. He came in and he had sort of this. You mentioned he had 73 guys come in last year, and this year he seemed much more relaxed because he feels like he knows the system, the players better. Do you feel a little frantic right now, getting all these new guys on the same page, getting everybody involved with the playbook, and then being ready for a pretty tough non-conference schedule?
Yeah, in December, it was really, really bad. Now, I've seen our team through spring ball. I understand what we can do. I understand things we needed to work on. We addressed a couple more players getting out of the portal in spring that we felt like we needed. But I'm very confident in our coaching staff and our players. They understand what the expectation is. And, you know, expectations at Marshall aren't easy. You know, I can't tell our fan base, you know, it's going to be.
We're going to compete for 6.
Yeah, let's try to get bowl eligible, or you know, we may only win 2 or 3 games. They're not going to want to hear that. So everything's good right now because I'm still undefeated, but we'll see how it goes.
Ride that wave.
Yeah.
Is there maybe a little bit of pressure, so to say, on that Texas State game, knowing that they're leaving, going to what maybe is perceptionally a power conference? I think people are calling it the G6 now. But is there maybe a little bit of pressure even around that Texas State game? And I'll throw that to student athletes also after you.
Yeah, I don't think it's as much pressure. It doesn't matter really. You know, again, it doesn't matter who you play, in my opinion, whether it's Georgia or Texas State. What we have to do is make sure we're good at Marshall. We have to make sure that we're prepared, that we have everything lined up and we have the right guys playing for us and go out and compete. Do we want to beat them because they're leaving our league and think that they're that's always going to play a part in it. You know, if they think they're better than we are because they're going to the Pac-12 or whatever it may be, well, let's show them what it's all about in Huntington, West Virginia, and hopefully it's a night game and it'll be a pretty fun time.
I like that language.
I want to splice in some other words in there just so he seems even more pissed.
I don't know if we have that ability. We can barely get the microphones on.
Yeah.
Can we let Coach Gibson and his guys go?
Well, I mean, we're standing between them and lunch. And
hell. What are you standing between you guys and lunch?
And we've already heard what their order is. And so, yeah, we got to get out the way, otherwise we're going to be pancaked.
Thanks for having me get on the show, guys.
Yeah,
thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
Life is a workout, and Smoothie King is here to help you power through. Whether you're grinding out bicep curls or muscling the couch across the living room, crushing morning miles, or sprinting through back-to-back meetings, Smoothie King has fuel to help you maximize your workouts, own your recovery, and elevate your game. Give your body the energy, protein, and power it needs with a lineup of delicious smoothies made to help you conquer your goals. Only at Smoothie King.